Hi everybody, Chris Stokes from Custom Fitness Personal Training Studio. And I am super excited because we have started our downsize program. It's our final one for 2017. We've started our detox program. I'm just really excited for all these new faces to get to experience what true change can be. A lot of people come into these types of programs, or maybe you've experienced one of a different type of program where you go in and you're all excited. You've decided, you know what, today's the day I'm going to get well, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to change my lifestyle, I'm going to change my habits, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to make it work this time. And you walk in and you're all gung-ho, and then they sit you down and they show you kind of what the program's about. And perhaps they give you a manual like we do, or a nutrition plan or an exercise plan or something. And all of a sudden the brain starts to kind of take steps back, and it says, whoa, wait a minute, this sounds really hard. This sounds different than what I'm used to. How am I ever going to do this? Oh, I can't do this. And then you start to try to almost backpedal and try to get out of it. So here's the thing. When things seem too hard, obviously there's a time when they could be. But as far as our program is concerned, let's go with that because that's what I know. So if it seems too hard, sometimes it's because it's different. And different is not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes it can be a really good thing. But it does take some work because, as we've talked about before, change is really against our human nature. We really fight change a lot. And we go through so many quick changes all the time. If you think about even just the world of technology, how fast that world changes and how much we have to adapt and move with it. Because if you don't, then you're left behind and really in a lurch. So if we're constantly changing to that, and then we bring in purposeful change towards our health, but it's just one more change to add to the mix, then it can feel really overwhelming and really hard. So what we want to do is we want to take it step by step. And really, honestly, one of the first steps for either of these programs or for the majority of many programs is taking action. So you've taken action, you've joined the program, you've done that part. Now what? Well, if you're really ready to get on board with your nutrition, the next step is cleaning out your kitchen. It sounds really hard to do. It sounds almost wasteful at times. This is a great time of year to clean out your kitchen and give it to the Salvation Army, or give it to people in need, or give it to people who, maybe aren't in need, but they need what you have. So there's lots of ways that you can clean that out. But really taking an assessment of your kitchen and seeing what all's in there, what do you absolutely need, what's going to be beneficial to your health and supportive to your goals, and what really could you do without. So there's really two different ways that this can go. Number one, you either live alone or you have a very supportive family and they're willing for you to clean out the entire kitchen and have just what's healthy for all of them to eat and yourself as well, to support you in your endeavors and to make them be healthy. In my house, that's really the way that we've tried to plan it, but when you live with other people, you really can't do that 100% because it's not just you that's involved and other people have different tastes. So where we do have majoritively healthy food in my house, my husband might, require some extra food here and there, and I'm sure you wives know about that. Foods kind of come in and they creep into your kitchen, and so you've got to really try hard then to separate yourself from that. So that's case scenario number two is, what do we do when we have other people that are not willing to go 100% all in with everything, or they just need little snacky stuff, or maybe they're going to eat their own way no matter what. So if that's the case, then we've got to really take kind of an assessment again of our kitchen, figuring out where we can put our things. So if you've got one refrigerator, which most people do, then your things should go on an eye-level shelf, maybe the first shelf that you see. But maybe the other things that you're trying to avoid should go either over in the door or down on the bottom or in a drawer, and keep them out of eyesight. You're less likely to consume them whenever they are out of sight. In the pantry, same thing. You could dedicate an eye-level shelf to just your needs and put the other things either down low or up higher where you're not paying attention to them. Or you could separate yourself out a whole nother cabinet if you have that kind of space, and be able to have just one cabinet that's kind of your personal pantry that has your supportive foods in it. Now remember that you're not going on a diet here. This isn't a crash thing. This is something that you're starting to build new habits. But remember that you have to be mentally ready for that. So while you would love for your family to build these same habits, your kids and your husband or your wife, to have these same habits and to eat supportively so that everyone can be healthy, live longer lives, have more energy, and feel great, not everybody's ready to do that yet. So instead of badgering them, the best way to do that is to start your lifestyle changes and to incorporate as much of that food into family mealtime as possible. So that way then maybe it's just the snack stuff that they're starting to go, kind of sideways on. And maybe you can get more of your family eating together of the same meal. Because for me in my house, the meals, they've really got a few basic rules. They have to have as few dishes as possible. They have to take as little time as possible. And everybody has to be able to eat the same meal. I don't enjoy cooking 2 meals. I don't ever want to live in that house where mom eats one thing or dad eats one thing and the kids eat one thing. It just leads to chaos and trouble, and it leads to a lot more dishes for me to do. So whenever you're trying to simplify things, try to make as much of that food as you can that the whole family can eat. And if you're having trouble with that, that's something we can help you out with. So we create plans not only for individuals, but for families to be able to eat together, to be able to enjoy life, and to be able to help you to get your kitchen clean so you can succeed this time. So whether you're doing one of our programs or somebody else's, if that's something that you need help with, we offer help in nutrition, on cleaning out kitchens, on grocery store tours, on writing an actual game plan for nutrition, kind of going back and viewing over your nutrition habits now and seeing where we might see some changes that could be beneficial, and really working on the habits that it takes to get there. So again, just one more of the services that we offer outside of our private training, semi-private training, and small group training is our nutrition services. And we would be happy to help you out with that, especially with the upcoming holidays. Everybody's starting to get a little stressed about the idea of things coming and what they're going to do and how they're going to make it all happen. So don't be the last one to wait until January to get started. Now is the best time to get started. Why? Because it gives you a head start on the holidays. So it gives you an advantage to where we can help to retrain the brain to not be craving quite so many of the bad things at holidays and be able to give you a head start on health. So soon I'm going to be on with a post about pressing the pause button, which is a habit that a lot of us have. So be ready for that one. It's going to bring you a lot of good information. I hope you got some good stuff out of tonight, and we will talk with you soon.